The art hack your teacher never told you. You're going to want to start with watercolors. Seriously, this simple step changes everything about how your art feels, even if you never felt good at drawing. No rules, no pressure, just pure creative play, and here's the hack. I spent years being told to stay in the lines, and honestly, the best part happens the second you stop listening to that voice. After 20 years of creating and teaching, check out this student art. I've put together a free portrait mediums guide just for you.
Say art below.
It's exactly how to mix watercolors, acrylics, and pastels like a pro. So dust off those old art supplies, hit the link below, and find out how to create in a way that finally feels like you. So grab your free guide. We cannot wait to see what you create.
So follow along for more art tips and hacks just like this. This is so fun. I can't wait for you to try it. Grab some watercolor paper. We like to use a certain type of paper that's a printer's tear. We teach this whole process from start to finish in our portrait class. It's so much fun. It's great for teachers, homeschoolers, or just anyone really. We've had professional artists in here. So make sure that's super secure. Then we come in with a mix of, our favorite is watercolor and acrylics, but if you're out of school, tempera paint works really well. Just keep it light and bright and washy. Use a big brush so you're really expressive. That will give you the best most fun background. Think about your composition, and then your paper is going to get super wobbly. Make sure your tape is secure. But the cool part is it's gonna dry nice and flat. So we'll take you slowly through this whole process. Just swipe right, and we're just gonna have a good time together.
Let me read you this story. It's called The Farmer. See what you think of it now. Once there was a farmer who owned a beautiful horse. But
the ground, and then once you're at the ground, then you can press it. Oh. Wow.
So this dried really flat and really gorgeous. So nice. Now this is the real cool trick. So after we've applied those watercolors, we've let it fully dry flat, and then we come in and we start that sketch and that transfer. So the great thing about this transfer process is that you can use your drawing techniques. So line sensitivity, you can turn your tool on its side and do shading, and you can do mark making and cross hatching. So all of those haters who see I need to apply more pressure, and people who are like, this is not drawing. You're using all your drawing skills. And if you don't have any drawing skills yet, guess what? It will teach you, because it will be better. Now I need to press harder to get that mark. You will become better, and you'll become more aware of line sensitivity, how portraits are constructed, the proportions of a face, what works better and what doesn't. But the thing about this is that it is such an empowering and really fun process that people aren't afraid, and they don't waste time being frustrated by it. That's the cool thing about this, is that there's not just one way to learn how to draw. There's so many, and this one is an okay way to learn. So we love this process. We use it all the time, and we teach it in our portrait class. We go over lips, eyes, lips, eyes, nose, and stuff like that, because teeth are really hard to draw. I definitely go over teeth, because teeth aren't just like white cubes in a mouth. Definitely. The key to faces, and why I love this method, because it will be really obvious if you just outline something. So this is teaching you how to see. You can see in an eye that it's not just one bold outline. There's highlights, there's lashes, there's creases, there's shadows. This isn't just white. It's a spectrum of gray and browns, and this is all shaded. This is a bit darker. This, you would turn your tool to the side and let up on the tip a little bit to get that gradual effect, and then to get that darker effect, you press just a little bit harder. This is teaching people how to draw. It's so extraordinary, and it's so empowering, and it's so approachable. There it is, the reason I was able to create 130 art pieces in just 1 year. This is our portrait hack. We teach it in our portrait class. It is a great way to learn. It's a very empowering way to learn. But as an artist, I get a lot of custom artwork orders, and these two cuties are so fun to draw. We made this really colorful background, and it will be super fun. This is for a holiday gift that their mom commissioned me to do, and we get a lot of orders like that. And this method allows me to get that transfer down and then get to work on like the mixed media process, the Prismacolor pencil crayons, the oil pastels, and so much more. And it's just such a fun exploratory mixed media process. And yes, you have to draw every strand of hair. You learn to draw along the way. Here I am, you have to go in and sketch every strand of hair for it to look real and good, but it's worth it. And as you can see, it's coming together slowly but surely. You learn about line sensitivity, cross-hatching, shading, all through a really empowering way. The cool thing that we see with our younger students, we have a lot of professional artist students, but we have a lot of young students in our art academy. And the cool thing about this is that they learn this transfer technique and then they go and start doing it at home. So I haven't seen that in my years as an educator and as a parent. Kids psyched to go home, work in their sketchbooks, print stuff off, and do something like that over technology. That's why this is a really cool technique to teach young people, because when they can like do something organically. So after we've got the transfer in the sketch down, we start coming in with our Prismacolor pencil crayons. We work dark to light, always referencing our photo, of course. So I usually get out my dark browns and earthy tones, and I just start sketching in more details and getting those dark parts even darker. That's more of a chestnut brown, so I'll come in to chestnut brown there. I'm going to add a little flower band instead of diamonds over her head, so I'm going to sketch that in. Yeah, so this piece is really coming along, and stay tuned and follow along to get more information about mediums that we use and this process that we do with the watercolors and all that. If you want a free mediums guide, say art below. Sometimes light or white, sorry, I'll start over. Sometimes white has a tendency to gray down. And that's why I really love these neons, is because it can make things pop without graying them down. So I either add them as like an undertone, and this can all be built up. And then over top, I come in. Try not to press really hard and indent your paper with your pencil crayons. You can actually come in with another layer of pastel if you want it to be creamier and more skin-like, or you can finish your whole entire drawing with your Prismacolor pencil crayons. Up to you. It depends what you have as well. The thing about it is as you can see in this photograph, like there are very light, bright areas under her eyebrow. So you want to make sure to almost like, you're going to be going in anyways, and you know, because you want those to pop back out. I would say that's more carved back, a little bit more orange in those areas. So you can always carve back out your pastels with your pencil crayons, which is kind of cool. And then you can still see your underpainting or under transfer underneath there and carve those areas back out. And then you'll have those highlights included underneath, and then your eyebrow won't fall flat and your hair will be much more realistic as well as your portrait. So again, just coming in and lightly stroking in those different areas, working back and forth, adding some more highlights here. Yellows work great for this as well, oranges.